Do you know which insurance company is better? Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, or Aetna? Well, stick around, that's what we're talking about today. How's it going, everybody? I'm Joey Giangola with Giangola Insurance, and today we're going to keep the fun going with the insurance company comparisons as we pit two of the biggest players on the national stage in health insurance against each other and see how they stack up. So here at Giangola Insurance, I help hundreds of people every year sign up for their health insurance, and everyone always wants to know which health insurance company is best, better, good, and it's an important question. It's something that you should want to know, and the answer is generally relative in a lot of cases, but there are a few hard and fast rules that you can abide by. What we hope to provide in this video here is a comparison to help break down these two companies and how they might actually work for you. So we have a complete company history on both Anthem and Aetna over on our site, giangolainsurance.com. You can find it in our blog article. I'm going to go ahead and link it up right here for you if you want to click through and actually read through the detailed company history of both companies. But know that Aetna's been around a really freaking long time. And by long time, I mean like 1853 long time. Anthem, they haven't been around as long, but traces of the company do date back all the way to 1922. So let's actually get into the thing that you care about the most, and that's the actual plans these companies have to offer. Anthem's going to provide you with 14 different options, whether it's through healthcare.gov or if you're buying it outside of the government system on your own directly from the company. They're going to have a total of 5 bronze, 7 silver, 1 gold, no platinum plans, and then they will have 1 catastrophic plan. And in complete stark contrast, Aetna only has 5 plans that you can purchase, again, whether that's through healthcare.gov or on your own directly through the company without going through the government system. They're going to have 2 bronze, 2 silver, and 1 gold, no platinum. So as we can see, simple math is going to tell you that Anthem has more choices. Pretty obvious, right? But having the most plans doesn't make you the best. Just like having the least plans doesn't make you the worst. So what does that all mean? Well, it just matters if one of those 5 or 14 works for you. So beyond the plans that you're actually purchasing, you're going to want to know where you can go receive treatment from these companies. What type of network of doctors and hospitals do they have at your disposal for you to take advantage of? And we're going to have to be painfully honest here. Neither company does a really great job in this department. They are really falling behind since the start of Obamacare kicked in back in 2014. Both Anthem and Aetna have taken the approach of limiting your choice and really funneling you to one primary hospital system within your major city. Now, if your hospital happens to be one of those that one of these companies have chosen, well, maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. Here's the reason. Because the biggest risk that you run by limiting your choice is if you ever were to come across a relatively serious, important diagnosis, that you would want as many options as possible. If you want to have the top of the top specialist and he's not in that hospital system, well, then you might be out of luck. Now, of course, that's up to you, and that's a decision that you have to make. But that's the worst case scenario, is if you are only limited to one hospital system, is if you need a really specialized doctor for something and he's not in that system, then you might be finding yourself out of luck. Or faced with the choice to go see that doctor and pay substantially, I'm talking extravagantly more, to see that doctor. So now that you know who you can maybe see from these health insurance companies as far as doctors and hospitals go, what does it actually cost? And again, much like their networks, this is where Anthem and Aetna are really fighting for the 4th and 5th place on the proverbial podium. I mean, they're probably not even making the podium if we're being honest at this point. Both companies really have little interest in offering you rates that are going to be attractive over other companies. Companies like Medical Mutual and InHealth are, for the most part, coming out on top pretty consistently, especially Medical Mutual, who constantly wins the price war. And if you want to know a little bit more about those companies, I've got that linked up right here as we've compared those two head to head as well. And on top of being more expensive than those other companies, let's not forget what we just talked about and how limited their doctors' networks are going to be. Now, unless either company makes significant changes for 2016, we can expect this trend to continue. But at the end of the day, I really doubt that you're going to find either one of these companies as a serious option or contender. Based on how expensive they are and the limited amount of choice that you have in doctors and hospitals, you're just going to find out that there are better, more affordable, more comprehensive options that are available to you. But please don't, whatever you do, just do not buy one of these policies because you've heard of the name. Because, oh, hey, I know that, or I've heard of those guys at some point. Don't do that because honestly, I would much rather you consider a plan from a company that even if you might not be as familiar with them, that's going to provide you with absolutely everything or almost everything that you need. So if you want to learn a little bit more about why these companies are not working out, if you want to actually see it for yourself, how these companies might not work out for you and test that price battle and throw some of these plans side by side, well, let's go ahead, take it one step further. Next up, let's look into these things a little bit more in depth and see how these plans actually work out for you. So go ahead, click right here on my face to make that happen, and we will go ahead and get that started. Otherwise, there is a link in the video's description if you don't want to click on my face. If you feel like you don't want to disturb it at all, I can understand that, I guess. So, but anyways, I do appreciate you for taking the time to watch this video. I do greatly appreciate it. Of course, I am Joey Giangola with Giangola Insurance. Take it easy, everybody.